everyone, and welcome to the Mills podcast and YouTube channel. We are currently doing a series called 10 Questions with the Mills, where we get to know our Mills community better through asking each of our guests 10 questions about themselves. My name is Lofani Tani, and I'm an engagement coordinator at the Mills International Center, and I will be your host for today. Today, we are joined by Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed.
Hi, Lufani Tani. Thanks for having me with you.
Of course. I'm really glad that you're here today. I was wondering, could you tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Mohammed Almuaishi. I'm a Saudi guy, journalism major, senior at University of Oregon. Currently, I'm working with the SOJC as a videographer and also a videographer in the Mills International Center, beside other stuff that I do in the Mills.
And you're also part of ICSP, is that correct?
Yes, I'm part of the ICSP and I am so proud of it.
Thank you so much for being here today. Without further ado, I'll get to our 10 questions. What is one thing you do for self-care?
I would say I just go out in the sun when it is sunny and just spend time looking at the river there. I just enjoy the quietness, and when it is not sunny, I just maybe sleep or watch a movie. But yeah, I try to go out at least once a day, I would say. That's a goal for me. And as you know, Eugene is really green. It has good nature. So yeah, taking long walks. If there are friends around me, I will go with them. If there isn't, I would just go by myself. Especially now with COVID, I would just go by myself most of the time and just enjoy the river and the sun. I feel like sometimes I'm taking this for granted, but when there is 1 week of rain, I miss the sun. So I try to go out as much as I could when I see the sun. I don't want to miss any sunny day. So this just helps me feel relaxed and enjoy just looking at the nature. It definitely makes me feel alive. It makes me appreciate where I am right now. It makes me feel accomplished, actually, because it's, as I said, it's one goal I do every day. If I don't do it, I feel actually so bad. Even if I'm too busy, I have homework, I have things to do, I might sacrifice my homework time just to go out. Even if I submit my homework late or I go home late and sleep late, I don't care. I just want to go out. I want to enjoy these 1 or 2 hours, then go back and do whatever I have to do for the day. It definitely makes me happy. Sometimes I take my camera with me even and just take videos or pictures of the nature.
Imagine yourself in 3 years. What do you hope will be different about you then compared to now?
I think I'm okay right now. In everything, I just hope to be better. For example, I take pictures and videos. I hope I'm better at this. Managing time, I think I'm okay with it. I hope I'm better at this. Everything, I just want to be better. I want to have friends from places I don't have friends from. I just want to explore or get to know places or people from places that I don't know. It's just so interesting. For example, Latvia or Moldova. I only have 2 friends from Moldova and 1 friend from Latvia. Before I met them, I didn't even know about Latvia and Moldova. It was really interesting to know who they are and how they behave with me and the friendship we have. It's just so beautiful. I wanna get to know more people from places that I don't know. If I have money, definitely I'm traveling. I'm not staying in one place.
What's your favorite song at the moment?
My favorite song is actually Lost in Japan. I know it's an old song. It's by Shawn Mendes. I heard it recently by a group called The Stereotype. They played the same song in their own way. So it just sounded different for me. It felt like a new song again. And I always loved the lyrics, but I remember when I heard it, everything was in person. So I was working on the Mills. It was my shift. I usually change the music every time. I don't keep it the same. But when I heard it, I kept playing the same song over and over. And this is not normal. Even as a staff, we all learn to change the music so we will have different vibes. But I did not. I did it maybe for 15 minutes or something. Then someone came to me from the end of the room all to the front desk and said, "Hey, can you please change the song?" I said, "Oh, sorry, I played it so many times, I know. Do you have any preference?" He said, "No, just change it." Like that, and he left. So I changed the song for him, and that was 2 years ago, definitely. I think the music is just unique. Shawn Mendes, his voice is just really good. So it just makes me happy. It makes me want to do something different When it is played in the background, even if I'm not happy, I would just feel happy for no reason. So it is just good feeling from this music.
What's one thing in your life that you are very proud of?
I think I'm proud of studying abroad, definitely, because it gives me the chance to meet people from all over the world. It made me more open-minded, made me take a piece of each culture and kind of make it my own, or take the good from each culture. So I am really proud of this, really proud of how I have changed. And also I'm proud of being part of the ICSP. It's an Animals International Center.
What do you think has changed from 3 years ago to you now?
I definitely became more open-minded. There are things I don't know what changed about me. People, when they see me, they are like, oh, you changed. We remember you from a few years ago. Those things I don't realize them much, but the things I could tell is that I became really more open-minded. I started to question everything, not accept it just because people do it. If it is a norm somewhere, I'm like, hey, why do you do this? In a curious and also nice way, like, hey, I like this, or maybe I'm not sure why you do it, but can you tell me more? Why do you do this? And what's the benefit of doing this? So I would just accept what people do and try to learn why they do what they do, because I know people are different. There are things about me maybe people don't like, and that's normal. There are things I may not like about people, but I should ask, and just maybe I would change my mind. At least I would accept it at the end. So I would say being more open-minded and understanding also.
What's one thing or one person that motivates you?
I love storytelling, and any story I find about struggle and resilience that motivates me to move on. There is a guy named Ammar. He's a journalist in Saudi. He had a rare disease when he was 4 or 5 years old. That disease made him paralyzed completely. He could only talk and barely, like, with some struggles, but he did the impossible. I cannot do what he did, really. Seeing his story just motivated me to wake up and say, okay, I know maybe I'm not living the best life, but I'm still okay. If Ammar is doing all of this, he motivated me to do more and more and more, and just be thankful for what I have and not take anything for granted at all. So yeah, I would say inspiring stories, even if that might sound a cliche for some people, like, oh, you are listening to inspiring people. Actually, you need to hear that. You need to hear a good inspiring story from time to time about someone who did things that we all thought we cannot do.
What do you want to do in 10 years?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Maybe I want to do more documentaries or work for a famous football club to do videos for them, fun videos. I want to definitely learn Spanish. I want to be fluent in Spanish beside English. I want too many stuff. This is what I can share for now. Why I like to do videos or documentaries, it's just the power of storytelling. It's really, really powerful when a story is told in the right way. I would say maybe there is no right way, but I would say a good way that motivates people to make an impact or take an action. And I have seen that. I have seen how a good story can wake you up and say, hey, maybe things are not going well, but this story, this 4 minutes video can literally make you wake up and say, hey, I'm gonna do this and that. And if you could keep motivating yourself from this story, you can do something. Yeah, I have been inspired a lot by so many stories. That's why I want to share stories for the people who haven't shared their story yet. I hope I can do this one day. Who knows? You never know. I will make a documentary or something, and you will be watching this, and you will text me like, "Hey Mo, I saw this documentary."
I'm gonna be like,
yeah.
Oh. What is one thing you're good at?
Nothing.
That's I wish a lie.
How do you know? Maybe I'm good at nothing. Okay, I don't know how to say good things about me. It just feels weird. But because you asked me, I would say maybe taking initiative. I think I'm good at taking initiative. I think whatever a group I joined or organization or a job, I usually see what they need, notice it, then talk to people there, say, hey, can I take on this project? Because I see that nobody is taking this, and just move on. That's one thing I could share. Please don't ask me for more of this.
I'm so surprised by your first answer. I was like, Mo, I feel like Mo is going to say something that I've never heard before. And then you said nothing. I've never heard you say that before. But I feel like you're good at a lot of things. So that was surprising for me to hear.
Thank you, really. Thanks for the compliment, though. Appreciate it.
What did you want to be when you were younger?
I wanted to be a school teacher. I wanted to teach because I just wanted to be different the whole time. And that was my motivation to whatever I say. So my friends, all of them wanted to do like be engineers, doctors, work any place, but none of them said teacher. So I said, oh, I want to be a teacher. But then I grew up and I was like, I think I'm more interested in filmmaking and videography and stuff like this. But I don't think I love being a teacher. I just wanted to because nobody wanted to. I think that was my motivation. But something I really wanted, to be honest, I don't know. I just enjoyed playing soccer and fencing the whole time and didn't think too much about the future.
If you could give your 10-year-old self advice, what would you say? And what do you think your younger self would say back to you?
I will not argue with my 10 years self. I think he would be like, hey, who are you to give me an advice? To be honest, I don't know because I was only 10. I think I was fine. I didn't know what I needed at that time. I just went out and tried to enjoy my time more. There are things, even if I tell my 10 years old, he will not understand because he is 10 years old. So that's a really, really hard question. I'm trying to think about something I say to my 10 years old that he will accept and he will do. But I know that he will not accept because he is 10 years old again. I would just tell him, keep being you, really, just be yourself. If you ever try to fit with any group, don't try to fit with them, just be yourself. What he will say back to me, I think he will say, oh, I am already doing this, so thank you for the advice. And he would just keep being himself. In the beginning, yeah, he would be like confused, like, you came from the future? I don't believe in that. And then he will accept it at the end. But we are humans. Even if we see someone making a mistake, sometimes we tend to make that mistake. If someone went somewhere and did not do well, like let's say that someone came to the US and had a really, really bad experience. This person might come back to my country and tell me like, hey, don't go to the US. It's not a good experience. You will not learn anything. You will fail. But if I listen to that person, I will not do this. So for me, I take the advice, I analyze it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to listen to it. So I will go anyways and have a good experience, then come back and tell other people like, hey, yeah, this person had a bad experience, but also I had a good experience. So that's the same thing with my 10 years old. I might tell my 10 years old to avoid something. My 10 years old will not understand it, will still keep doing it because they might believe that, hey, just because you did not do well, that does not mean I will not do well. So that's how I think. It's really hard to listen to someone even if they have experience the whole time. Some people told me not to do some stuff and I am proud I did not listen to them and I did it, and it just took me to where I am right now. Yeah, this mentality, I would say, just like to do what I want. I mean, listen, think about it, but still, like, I will do what I want at the end of the day.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
To be honest, I don't remember the best advice, but I will go back to the same quote I told you before from Ammar Pogus. He said, life is full of challenges and you have the choice. You choose or collapse. And that just inspired me. That was from his story. It wasn't an advice, but it felt like it was directly talking to me at some point. It's made me just move on through whatever I go through. It's just the power of storytelling again. If someone gives you a story like this, with this quote, when you listen to something motivational from someone who has experience and who went through it and overcome it, that's just different than you just hear this from me. I could give you any advice right now or any quote. That means nothing if there is no story attached to it. So it definitely motivated me to like be faster at recovery, I will say. If I'm going through any hard time, I think it's healthy to feel down and take your time, but not too long. And this code is one of the things that makes me kind of stand up faster.
Well, those were our 10 questions. I just want to take time to say thank you again for being here. I know I say thank you a lot, but I am thankful that you're here. And thank you for all your awesome answers and just your energy. So thank you, Mohammed.
Well, thank you, Tani, for this fun interview. I enjoyed it so much. Really well done. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in for our 10 Questions with the Mills. Don't forget to subscribe to the Mills YouTube channel and podcast for more content. Also, check us out on social media at The Mills, which is also linked below in the description. Take care.